Okay, so here's a video solution for question 2 on the review. Get a lot of questions about these types of problems, which are basically intense factoring problems. In this expression, so we'd want to first look for common factors. We've got a common factor of 3x plus 2, which appears here and here. And then we've got another common factor of 4x minus 5, appears here and here. So when we factor these out, you always take out the expression with the lower exponent. So when I factor out 3x plus 2, I can choose between the positive 1/3 power and the negative 2/3 power. And the default is to choose the lower exponent for the one that you factor out. So 3x plus 2 to the negative 2/3. Okay, if I do the same thing with the 4x minus 5, so I have 4x minus 5 to the first power here and to the second power here. So I'm going to factor out 4x minus 5 to the first power. Now I want to figure out what's left. So let's see. Working my way across here. So I have 3x plus 2 to the positive 1/3 power. And if I compare that with what was factored out, the negative 2/3 power, the fact that those are different means there's some power of 3x plus 2 left over. The way that we determine the remaining exponent that should go here is we take the original exponent, which is 1/3, and subtract the power that was factored out, which was this negative 2/3 power here. So I want to subtract negative 2/3. Well, then I'm subtracting a negative, so this is the same as 1/3 plus 2/3. And so that's 3/3 or 1. So the remaining power for 3x plus 2 is the first power. Okay, I'm going to continue to work my way across here. So I have 2 times 4. I'm going to go ahead and multiply those. So that's 8. So I've got this factor of 8 right here. And then 4x minus 5 to the first, which is exactly what was factored out right here. So there is no power of 4x minus 5 left. So I can just kind of skip that term. Okay, so now I'm up to that plus sign. So moving on to the second half of this. I see 4x minus 5 squared, and I factored out 4x minus 5 to the first power. So there's 1 power remaining of this 4x minus 5 expression. If I'm figuring out the remaining exponent here, I would say, okay, originally this was to the power 2 in the original expression up here. We factored out the first power, so it's got first power left over. And then I see 3x plus 2 to the negative 2/3 power, which is exactly what was factored out right here. So there is no power of 3x plus 2 left in the second part of this sum. Okay, so now I need to clean this up. So one thing I would know, since I have this negative exponent, 3x plus 2 to the negative 2/3, I'm going to move that to the denominator. The instructions say to write this without negative exponents, so anything that is a negative exponent should move to the denominator here. 4x minus 5 is to the positive first power, so that's going to go in the numerator here. And then this stuff in the brackets. So what about that? So what we could do here is distribute the 8. So if we multiply out 8 times 3x and then 8 times 2, that'll be 24x plus 16. And then that's plus the 4x minus 5 I have over here. 4x minus 5. Okay. So now I want to combine like terms in the brackets there. I'm just copying the rest of this down. Hopefully you can read that. Okay, this stuff in blue that's in the brackets. I've got 24x plus 4x, so that gives me 28x. And then 16 minus 5 when I combine like terms here, so that's positive 11. And then this is now fully simplified. And now I'm trying to stop the recording.